states are not accessing all the money that is available for them to access because they are not delivering what we call counterpart funding that will enable them to get the money that federal government has deposited. So many states are not accessing the money. So even in the face of poverty, I tell you, we have billions of naira lying, fallow in the taste of the federal government because the states are not doing what they're supposed to do to be able to access this money. So it's the responsibility of government constitutionally to keep a child in school till the child finishes JS3. That's what the Constitution says. That's what our national policy on education says. So we should do that which the law requires us to do. If we are not doing it, then parents and other stakeholders in the industry who feel pained by the lack of adequate access to education should find a way to compel relevant levels of government to do that which is their constitutional responsibility. So if they do this, they are not doing us a favor. Enlightened public, enlightened society, educated, people, educated society, educated citizenry are much easier to govern than, a bunch of people who are completely illiterate and can't engage in conversations that generate ideas that move society forward. So the politicians are making a great mistake by thinking that if everybody remains ignorant of what life is about, then they can coast home and just bribe us from time to time to get what they are looking for. It's in their best interest to truly recognize that education is indeed the bedrock of development and pour all the money that needs to be poured into it to ensure that we get off the ground, because there's no other way to go. We can't move Nigeria forward if we keep wasting money on all other sectors, and education continues to remain a laggard.
All right. Okay, be a part of the conversation if you're listening to us. 0805 092 0927. The other line is 0705 890 4927. I'll take the first one again. It's 0805 092 0927 to be a part of the conversation on Spotlight. Okay, yeah, we have a call here. Hello, can you hear us? Good morning. Hello, good morning. Yes, good morning. Okay. Good morning to you. Welcome to Spotlight.
Yes, good morning.
Good to have you on the program. What's your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Mr. Blaze. I'm calling from First.
All right, good to have you. Let's get your contribution.
Okay. I feel the education system has been neglected in Nigeria so far, and which has made most private sector taking advantage. But again, the advantage they took, I think they are imposing some things on parents.
Oh, you're breaking up.
Right now, if you notice the economic value education has brought so far in the last 8 years for the country, it is very low compared to how it was in the early 2000s and in the late 2010. So since then, the private sector has been struggling. Now, coupled with this whole issue, I don't blame parents for homework. Just like the other man said, if we can abide some things, it will help a lot. One of the days where parents pay teachers for extra curriculum lessons, because I can remember after my studies, I was teaching and I know how much I made out of extra curriculum services. So for me, there are
We're actually struggling to hear you. But yeah, we can hear you, but it's just breaking up. So do try to reconnect with us, please. We'd like to get your thoughts on this. 0805 092 0927. 0805 092 0927. We have another call here. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, it's still Mr. Blaze.
Okay, Mr. Blaze, welcome. Talk to us.
So can you hear me very well?
Yes, it's clear now.
Okay, right, like as I was saying, I said if most schools can cut down on tuition fees, just like the other caller said, that why would a parent want to pay almost 500, 600 for a child who's just in KG or nursery. I don't see what the child wants to learn at that point in time. Yes, we can't dispute the fact that children are not smart at this time. Even a child who's just born into the world in this modern technology age, they are fast. Their brain captures most things. I think they capture what they see immediately. So the educational system so far, if this government or whatsoever government can look into the educational sector very, very well, then we can find a way to improve other things which can alleviate this whole not directing one attention to other sectors.
All right.
Because the fundamental of a country is the educational system.
Okay.
In as much as educational system does not really work in the country where we are, but in other parts of the country, just like the other caller said, they function very well. So the main thing, there are things in this country that have been neglected that needs to focus attention on.
All right. Thank you so
in
much.
terms of the transportation courses whereby private sector educational system have added prices in their transport fares and all those things. Well, we as individuals, we are all facing the same challenges. The challenges the private sector is facing is the same challenges everyone down to the masses are facing. So it's just for me to see how parents can retract from that step and see how they can cut expense to still give their children a better educational lifestyle.
Thank you so much.
So for me,
Blaise.
that's just the little contribution I have to make.
All right, then. Thank you. Very on point. Thank you, Blaise. Be a part of the conversation. Schools resumed on Monday. And then, a lot of parents are feeling the heat. Guardians are feeling the heat. Even uncles, aunties, if you have to be dropping something for your nephews and nieces, then you know that, you feel the impact as well. So amid the fuel price hike and even, the flood going on in some states, I believe that's going to even make it impossible for some children to go to school as well. But that's a conversation for, another day. We're looking at how this fuel price hike impacts guardians, parents, and even the students that have to trek to school because of high transportation costs. So be a part of the conversation. 0805